But essentially, overthinking comes when there's a ton of uncertainty involved. When things aren't in your control anymore, that's when overthinking basically comes to its boiling point. It's very true that the devil helps you continue in this obsessive cycle of overthinking. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you shake out of this overthinking.
Way of life as Q, keeping it 100.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Have you ever got caught up in these loops of thoughts that you think about over and over and over again, and they're definitely nothing positive, but you're overthinking about something that hasn't even happened, right? Something that hasn't even happened. You start making up stuff in your mind about what could have happened potentially, and you start overthinking, and you start thinking more and more about a situation. I'll give you an example. Recently, I got a text message to speak for like at some iftar at some masjid or something for this youth program, and they asked me, how much do I charge, which is a very, very reasonable thing to ask me, and I responded with everything like that, and I said my rate and everything like that, and then I hadn't heard back from them for some time. And now the whole time I'm overthinking, what did you say? Oh man, you're too expensive. Oh man, they probably don't want you anymore. Oh man, they probably think of you that, you're just this guy who just wants money all the time now. Oh man, bro, maybe you should hit him back up. Maybe. Man, whoa, you need to calm down. And you have to remember that some of these ideas and thoughts that cause you to overthink is also the trap from the shaitan. Don't try to exclude him from this conversation. It's very true that the devil helps you continue in this obsessive cycle of overthinking. So I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you shake out of this overthinking sort of cycle and help you guys out a little bit more. First, let's understand, what are we overthinking about? What is overthinking? Just so we have a little more grounding of that. Overthinking is about a scenario that has to happen, like it's on its way, it's going to happen, it hasn't happened yet, but you start thinking about it, you start making new meanings of it, of what potentially it could be. Okay, now you have a choice. You could either think positive things or negative things. More than likely, you're thinking about something negative, right? Can you also overthink about the past? Absolutely, right? But you start overthinking about the past in a way that you start thinking, well, what if I would have done this? Well, if I didn't do this, then this wouldn't have happened. But if I could have done this, then this would have happened as well too. Where the Messenger ﷺ has warned us against about the law, right? The if, like the what if scenarios, the what if this were to happen. He warned us to stay away from such scenarios and situations because it only causes you to overthink and think about negative things, and there's just no point of it, right? So tell me in the comment section, well, what are some things that you've overthought about, right? Like it could give you some anxiety or something like that, but you're thinking about it over and over again. It could be something related to school, maybe a paper that's due, maybe you haven't gotten something back. But essentially, overthinking comes when there's a ton of uncertainty involved. When there's a lot of uncertainty, when things aren't in your control anymore, that's when overthinking basically comes to its boiling point, its top point, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you stop overthinking, okay? And I'm going to do them in least to greatest importance to me that I feel, okay? So here's the 3rd tip, right? The 3rd tip is to ground yourself in the moment. You have to set. You see, these are thinking loops that you're stuck in, thinking. You ever saw that? Like you take a trip, you just basically daze out. And you start thinking about stuff. That's the overthinking trip I'm talking about over there, right? It's nothing positive. It's all negative. You need that snap. Whoa. Ground yourself in the moment. Like, no, that hasn't happened. That's not happening. What has happened in the past doesn't matter because Allah, it was preordained by Allah. What is going to happen in the future, I don't know. That's ilmul ghaib. Only Allah knows about that. All I can do is focus in this moment about what's happening. Take some deep breaths. Understand that, look, none of those scenarios in your head have actually happened out. So you could use a next tool that can help you out with that scenario to help you with the overthinking, which is dua. You see, dua has the ability to change anything that you have. Any issues, any problems that you're having, dua has the ability to change that. So instead of overthinking about something, ground yourself in the moment and then make dua about the entire situation. the entire situation, okay? Make dua asking Allah that Allah acknowledge your weaknesses. Allah, I know I'm not strong. Allah, I'm worried about this. Allah, you know I'm worried about this. Ya Allah, you are all, you know, you're al-Latif. You're fully aware of what I'm worried about. Allah, so please, 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 Allah, I'm asking you, calm me down, Ya Allah, and make it easy for me. Make my future easy for me, Allah. So that's going to help you stop overthinking, okay? So those are the two things. And let me give you the final thing that I think is the most important, right? And to help you ground you, to make the dua process and to calm you down. And that is your adhkar, your dhikr, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has instructed us, He's taught us to keep your tongue moist with the remembrance of Allah. In Surah Kahf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about how stay with those people who remind you of Allah. They remind you of the hereafter, right? You don't want to stick with the people who remind you of the dunya. That's what causes a person to really start overthinking a lot. So my advice to you out there is keep your tongue and mind moist with the remembrance of Allah. Instead of your mind going all these places, on these trips and all that sort of stuff, instead of thinking of it like that, have more control over your thoughts and mind by consciously making adhkar, sending salawat on the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Did you know that the more salawat you send on the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the better you'll feel, the more sins of yours will be erased, and on top of that, you will remove all your perishaniya, all your worries will be lost. They'll be gone, right? This is an authentic narration. So use these things to your advantage. So instead of your mind and your brain just letting it run off like a freight train, no. Instead, tame it a little bit more by grounding yourself where you are in the moment, then making dua for a better future to come, and then reading your adhkar so that you know that everything's okay. I'm in the moment, I'm reading my adhkar. That's what matters the most. A fourth bonus tip that can help you out is your salah. But the problem with the salah is SQ, but I keep overthinking in my salah. I keep overthinking, so I can't even pray salah. Or rather, in my salah, SQ, I have no concentration. That's a separate video. How you could get more concentration in your salah. I'll talk about that separately. But for now, this was the video, guys. I hope you benefited and enjoyed this video as well too. And I hope that it's going to help you stop overthinking, right? Or think, like, it's not that you can stop the overthinking. It's just that controlling the overthinking. I hope that this video serves as a purpose to help you all out. Tell me some things or scenarios or situations that you overthink in the comment section below. I love you all. Excuse me. Love you all for the sake of Allah. And until next time, I'm out.